Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jordan Fisher.
I'm Tim Hatman.
I'm Cypher PK, and this is the May Contain
Action podcast.
Available on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, and more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the May Contain Action podcast, where your two favorite people talk about content, pop culture, and gaming with their favorite people. Support for the May Contain Action podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-belt grooming, precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, provided by Manscaped. I am one of your hosts, ActionJaxon, a.k.a. Paul, a.k.a. host number one. Host number two is my good friend and future Hall of Famer, Trevor May, everybody.
Let's get it, baby!
He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Today, we have a superiorly special guest. He's one in a million talent. The leader of the LEGIQN. Legion is here, everybody! Which is, of course, French for queens. Of course. Everyone knows that.
Liquid, get it?
Your
name would be Z Queen if you were French, or if you were a German.
Yeah. Liquid. Exactly.
Nestle Lotto House. I don't know where that came from.
Nestle Dollhouse cookies.
They're good.
They're very good. They're very good. Thanks for coming on the show, Legion. Glad to have you here, man.
Dude, it's an honor. I've been waiting for like weeks now just for the call, but nobody rings the house phone anymore, I guess, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I did DM you, dude.
Landline.
Yeah, I DM'd you.
I have a Magic Jack, so if you guys need to get a hold of me just personally,
Really?
that's the way. Yeah, $35 a year, and I get a free phone line.
Oh, wow. I use Noom.
For as little as $35 a year, you can have a free phone line. You're your
Okay,
first.
wait.
That's it. Right to your house.
So $3 a month. Okay, but
Yeah.
still,
That's like nothing.
It's not bad.
it's the same
No
price
cell
as a
service?
Skype membership.
No problem.
I don't believe in cell phones, so
I actually wouldn't be surprised, Jordan, if you had a Nokia, just like a brick phone. That wouldn't surprise me at all. At all.
I put it in the sock and swing it around whenever I'm getting into sort of altercation. So that's why I have it.
That's the only thing you put in a sock.
Also for self-defense.
I'm 200-0, so
I don't believe you. Jordan, we want to get to know you. It's okay if I call you Jordan, by the way? Can I call you Jordan?
you can call me whatever you want.
Jordan
Legal
Rory
name.
Payton.
Awesome.
That's right, baby.
All right, Persephone. We want to get to know you and a little bit about that. Or a little part of that is knowing where your name came from. So obviously you're Legion, which is horrifying. But it's Legion with a Q, which tells me two things. You have terrible brand management, and also Legion with an O was taken. Can you tell us a little bit about that, where your name came from, and was that your first name?
No, my first name was Dual Shift. So I got called. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was called Dual Shit like every day of my 6th to 7th grade year on Xbox Live, and so I was like, "This has got to go."
What does that even mean? What is dual shit? What is that?
I thought
Any
Dual
word close to
Shift was
shit,
like
you say shit. Yeah.
I thought it was like, it sounded like I was like a NASCAR driver or like Fast and Furious, but it turns out I was just dual shit. So I changed it to Elite Shit, and then that became even worse. And then Legion sprung up about 2 years later.
How did Legion spring up? Where'd that come from?
I mean, I like Roman history, Roman Legion, Legion of Demons. I can do a bunch of voice impressions. I could even back then.
Yeah.
And then I became XX L3G101A1R3XX, which was Legionnaire misspelled, by the way. There's supposed to be 2 N's, and I'm very upset that I did not do that correctly the first time.
That's tough.
And then I became Legion with a Q, and you ask because, yes, the original Legion was taken in 2007, but back on CRT TVs on the old days, right?
Yeah.
The Q looked like an O because it was awful graphics. So you thought it was the original, unless you really examined it. But here we are. We just kept it. And then LEGIQN is a pronunciation with a Q. So here we are, 2020, baby.
LEGIQN.
Still with my 7th grade name.
You know, a lot of them don't last that long. I've had mine for 30 years though. So
yeah, I thought you were Legion because you were just such a large, intimidating force that it was as if there's a legion in front of you.
I'm 6 foot, 300 pounds of solid just mush right now. So
my goodness,
you
said muscle.
You don't want to see me mush.
Oh, mush. Okay.
I'm an amoeba of shapes. I'm like a bowl of jelly right now. I jogged yesterday. I'm not even kidding. I went jogging, and I'm pretty sure I could feel my titty swing at one point. Just one abrupt turn, and I was like, "Wow, we have to do." Maybe after 34 more weeks of that, maybe they won't be there anymore.
30.
Yeah, but how'd you feel?
Running.
You know, how'd you feel after the jog though?
Did you really take a jog?
I did through the woods, by the way, next to the river. So
Okay.
I was, really
You're
getting
looking
like
for
Lewis
him,
and
guys.
Clark on, just running next to the Missouri. So
like on a wood trail?
Yeah, like a wooded trail. I ran into more spider webs yesterday than I could have ever imagined that I wanted to encounter.
Summer. Am I right?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mosquitoes,
Outside.
Spider.
slugs, just anything you can imagine.
Oh yeah. No, it's horrifying. I have a really hard time personally with just insects in general. Two of my least favorites. Centipedes. Those with like the million legs that look like 1,000 hairs.
Millipedes are worse.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if they're
Millipedes have
millipedes or centipedes, but you know what I'm talking about? Like they have
millipedes are the one with the
front.
more legs. They have more legs than centipedes. They're bigger.
The millipede. Okay,
disgusting.
it must be a millipede then.
Yeah, they're bigger. They're disgusting. They're terrifying.
Satan spawn. So those, and then
The devil's feet.
Spiders, of course. And then spiders, which we found out. So I recently moved into a house, and we found out as it got warmer, we have neighbors, and they're like, "Oh, did you see a couple spiders?" Like I was like describing a spider, so I was like, "Oh, was it clear? You know, like about this big?" I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" Like, "Oh, this place is known for them." I'm like, "Excuse me?" "Oh, this neighborhood specifically is known for the amount of spiders that come out of the trees and into the house." Why would no one tell me that? That's a very important part. I've killed at least or released at least 50 spiders in the past month.
That should have been on the listing whenever you were looking at the home.
It's horrifying.
Like they have to list, you know, like, is it haunted? They should have to list if it's going to be
4-bedroom,
With
3
spiders.
baths, spiders, farm style sink, spiders.
You guys want to hear a story about my childhood and spiders?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I woke up, I think I was maybe 8 years old. I woke up in the middle of the night and my head was swollen up about 2 to 3 sizes, what it actually is, my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked into my parents' room, and I'll never forget the face of my mother when I go, "Mom, something's wrong." And I opened, like, she looked at me and turned the lights on, and my little, like, missing left tooth voice that I just made, she was like, "Oh shit." And my head was literally so big and my neck was swollen. So we go to the ER at like 3:00 in the morning, and they're like, "I don't know. Something's not right here, Mom. I don't understand." We get there. The lady's like, "Holy shit." I'm like, wow, okay. Everyone's looking at me in the same way as my mom's looking at me. And then and then I got bit by a spider in the middle of the night, and it had basically like paralyzed my neck to where I really couldn't move it. But like, it was literally like I had 4 necks at that time. You remember the roach guy from Men in Black?
Yeah.
I had like that physique going on.
Oh God.
Yeah, for like about 3 hours. And they found the little incisions from the spider that bit me. So I'm now Spider-Man.
You said incisions, and I immediately imagined the spider that bit you in like a white lab coat performing some sort of spider surgery on you.
Yeah, I mean that's just they have like they're in a union and everything. So
Yeah, what an imagination you have. That's not where I went.
Sorry. But also, like, what a dick spider. Like, you're just laying there sleeping, and it's like, F this guy.
He was, I mean, you would have think it would have been more courteous. I mean, I don't even think I was chubby at that point. That was before I got my Xbox.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was ready. I was in shape. And then I just couldn't handle the bites, honestly.
Bit you to death.
I wonder why.
It tried. It's okay, though.
I wonder why spiders do bite humans. Like, what's the?
I don't know.
What's
like
their
cousins to the wasp? They're just
It's like
like,
an
we're not
orgasm.
eating them.
It's like an orgasm for them.
Maybe it's a defense mechanism. I don't know.
I don't know about that first one. That one's
You don't like the
questionable.
spider orgasm from the bite?
Maybe they just super like it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Trevor,
I
you
mean,
have a question you like to ask,
Prove
right?
prove that it's not that. That's what I
Can't
thought.
prove a negative. Trevor, just ask the
Prove
man
that
about
it's
French
not.
fries,
All right.
damn it.
Here's my question. Damn it, dude! I'll just never get better. This is what I'm really excited for. I'm excited for it every week. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
So you said when? Okay, so what year did you get your Xbox?
Let's see, 2003.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you've been an Xbox guy ever since, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So here's a little prerequisite story why I asked this question. When I was 16, I was the first one to turn 16 of all my friends. So I got my car first, drove a 1988 Chevy Cavalier. It was a very, very crisp, matte gray spray paint color. But it was a rally sport, so it topped out about 72 miles an hour. And but I drove everyone. So basically, when we're like, yo, we're going to play WoW in 2006. We're going to play World of Warcraft or League of Legends, but until 5 a.m, but we need food.
Yeah.
What is open till 3 a.m? Taco Bell. So I would drive through. There was one summer where I drove through Taco Bell probably 5 times a week for like 3 months. And
sounds like we would have got along.
So I for some reason my gaming like all my nostalgia built around gaming is also attached to going to get fast food.
Oh yeah.
So my question for you is, do you have a fast food place that you have that connection to that was close to your house? Or like, when would you go? What is it? What do you get? And is there a place that now to this day, do you like drive by and you're like, it's going to start stream or whatever it is, or you just got done streaming, you're like, yo, I gotta get it. Like, do you have a place that's like that? And it can be regional. It doesn't have to be like a national chain or anything. We don't have to know what it is, but what do you got?
I mean, I was partnered with Taco Bell for like a whole year, so I think you know, Trevor.
Yeah.
Were you really partnered with Taco Bell?
You got that right when we met, like right when we got
What?
Oh yeah, bro. That's my favorite fast food company on the planet. Like in terms of just nostalgia, like Friday nights, right? That was the original WB. Remember the WB? Their channel. That was the run. You had like the Reba McEntire show, Gilmore Girls, that weird show with Bob Saget and Kat Dennings, and then like Raising Dad, like that whole series of shows. Yeah. Bro, that was Taco Bell night with my mom because it was like the only night of the week that he would get on to, like, we should be off like early because she would work till like 11 p.m. or midnight. Mm-hmm. But it became the video game spot, especially after I got my license in high school, because the beefy 5-layer burrito was 88 cents, bro.
Oh my god.
88 cents. It's over $2. It's over $2 now, man. And it's still the same thing. If I have a night where we just like absolutely pop off in the stream, I'm like, I gotta go to Taco Bell. And the issue is I stream till 5 a.m. now, so they're not open. But still,
oh boy,
in my heart of hearts, like, you know, that's the spot, bro. Give me a steak quesarito. Give me a Mexican pizza. Let me roll out of there with the Mexi Melt, bro. Let me squat up with a beefy 5-layer, a cheesy bean and rice burrito. You know, that's the wave.
You rotate, don't you? You're like, you got like, you go through phases. And you're like, yo, this is my order.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have like a Tuesday plan and a Wednesday plan. You know what I mean? Because you can't. And then when you go back to back, you're hoping it's not the same person in the restaurant that you have to make eye contact with. That you've been there 2 nights in a row with a $12 plus order by yourself. So you know, which is a lot of food at Taco Bell.
Oh, $12 will get you a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
It's a full buffet.
I think an important distinction to make, and I'm realizing this more and more now that my wife is the exact opposite of me. I know I like this group of things, and I order only that every effing time forever until I'm sick of it. Yeah. But then we got like, there's other people like, yo, what do I want this time? And I'm just like, come on, it's it's weird. I associate like a one small subset of food with the restaurant. I don't know why I do that. And I feel like people are in one or the other. They're like, yo, this is what I get every time when I go to this specific place. And the only reason I'm there is because I want that specific thing. There's people like, I like the place in its entirety. and I want to mix it up. Like, so my wife's always like, I give her the Postmates. I order them Postmates. I get my thing that I got every time, and she's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, we've eaten here 3,000 times. You know everything on it. Just pick something. And then she gets it, and she's like, oh, it's not very good. I'm like, just get your 2 cheesy Gordita crunches, your chicken quesadilla.
It's not very good. You
I
got the
swear to
salad.
you.
Your XL Baja Blast that used to exist.
I swear to you, when I go out to like, you go to a bar, right? Like, and I haven't in like 3 months because I don't go outside, but like, you go to a bar, you get like a burger or chicken tenders or like, just like a very simple mix. You're in an unfamiliar dive bar. I'm not trusting their salmon salad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And I swear to you, my girlfriend is the greatest human being on planet Earth, but she is so unbelievably hopeful and positive of a person that she'll be like, I think I'll try the salmon salad. And I'm like, we are in northern Arkansas in the middle of nowhere. They don't even have fish here unless it's trout coming from the pond in the back.
Yep.
And you're getting a salmon salad at this bar. 1 out of 10 times it hits. Otherwise, always trash.
It's always trash.
Exactly.
Always trash.
Not just did that, but last summer feels like this was 15 years ago. How long these years were lasting? I went to Germany, and I'm reading the menu, and like, you can't really read the menu. Like, I'm Google translating the menu, and I just look at the waiter, or I'm looking at the waiter, and I'm like, what are you known for? What's the thing that everyone orders? This? Cool. Yeah, here's your menu back. I'll have that. Like, I don't need to go. It's the same thing here in the States. Like, don't go fishing through the menu. The reason it's not highlighted is because it's trash. Like, it's not like a hidden gem. We don't live in New York City where you're going to find some sort of like undiscovered meal. No, just get what they're known for, or something you can trust, like a burger. Dude, that happened as well last night. I ordered food for a bunch of people from a bar, and I was like, the burgers hit. They're good. They're solid burgers. I'm like, what about this baked haddock? What do you think about that? And I was like, I don't know, because I've never had it, because it's baked haddock. What? I go to a fish place for baked haddock. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
You don't go to Tom's Dive Bar for some baked haddock?
For some baked haddock. You know what they got when they're eating the baked haddock? They're like, this does not impress. Of course it doesn't.
Of course. And that, kids, is why I only order pepperoni pizza, because if you eat the pepperoni pizza and it sucks, guess what? All the other pizza sucks. Everything else they make is horrible, because pepperoni pizza is the easiest thing in the world to get right.
Oh my gosh. I don't need the ricotta and pesto pizza to know if it's good or not. Just get the pepperoni.
Just get the.
First of all,
Also, I'm trying to eat the whole thing, so.
Fast food pizza toppings besides the norm are not. Like, have you ever seen somebody get grilled chicken like on a pizza from like a fast food pizza joint? You're
yeah.
You're like, which plastic tube did they squeeze this out of to fit on top of it? There you go. We baked it for 8.5 minutes and slung it around in the box before we shipped it to your house.
Dude, my wife once brought home this, because we were on like this gluten-free, like no like carb kick for a while. We still kind of are. We live in our carbs, but the point is, she's wanted to make pizza at home, and so she got a cauliflower crust to like make a pizza at home. I was like, cool, cauliflower crusts are lit. Like, this is fantastic. And then she also got, there's this one. It's high in protein. It's a chicken crust. I said, excuse me? She's like, it's a crust for pizza, but it's made of chicken. Cheers. That sounds like the most horrifyingly processed thing in the world. She made it, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up. It's just chicken, like a thin strip of chicken made to look like a pizza crust. It was horrendous.
Where do they do this?
I don't know why they make this stuff.
Just give me what I want.
Been to a cheesecake factory in the last 3 years?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a
Bible
chicken
menu?
Parmesan pizza where the whole thing is just like, it's just a giant chicken Parmesan base.
So they just put like pizza on top of a big chicken.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked it, but like, Cheesecake Factory is one of those places where you almost have to fish through the menu, because it's an entire like Harry Potter's book worth of food. That you have to
spells.
No. You're with 16 people, all from just like, you don't even know 10 of them. And you're like, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. Someone will find something. Everyone will find something.
You don't even know 10 of them.
Like, I don't even know who these 10 people are, but they're going to sit at my table and they're going to look through this Bible and they're going to find something they want.
You guys know those awkward gaming trips where you're like showing up as a creator with 15 other people you don't know, and it's always like a Cheesecake Factory or Morton's Steakhouse.
Oh, Morton's Steakhouse, dude. Yeah, because they want to be like extra fancy and like, oh, let's splurge on the creators, but like we don't know what everyone likes.
Me, I'm like, do you guys have a Texas Roadhouse here? Because it's a tenth of the cost and pretty much is the same taste.
No, we go to Morton's.
We'll go to Morton's.
Texas Roadhouse, where we're Outback Steakhouse, except we put cheese and bacon on everything.
Oh yeah.
Don't overlook that cinnamon butter, dude.
Cinnamon butter, but
dude, that cinnamon butter.
Peanut shells on the floor.
Oh my god. God, I love that. I love that. I'm gonna do this because I was told to do this by my chat. Segue. So, Jordan, what did you do before you were a full-time streamer? Like, what job did you have before, kind of like, or list of jobs did you have before you went full-time streaming? And when did you decide to take it full-time content creation, full-time streaming?
Dude, I worked at Best Buy. To no surprise, I looked really good in that blue outfit. I'm not gonna lie, I was popping.
Yeah. You look really good at like ignoring customers, like knowing they're there, but walking past them.
In the beginning, because I started working there when I was 16, and I actually, my favorite story is there used to be a fake home kitchen setup in the appliances area. So it was like a small closet where there was supposed to be like a stacked washer and dryer. Mm-hmm. And I have like my LG Rumor like side phone flip, and I'm sitting inside of the closet. And my manager walks by in front of me while I'm just text messaging, literally 3 inches from my face. Like if I blew too hard, I would blow the whiskers of his beard around his face. Never noticed me. So I was probably the best worst employee from age 16 to 19 that you could have possibly been while working there. And then we ended up we went from the worst in the world to #1 in the country for home theater sales, because after about year 5 or like year 4 of working in retail, you're like, I'm going to be here forever. So I better start trying.
I better start trying.
I'm going to be a supervisor here and then make my way to manager, GM, district manager. And then I'm going to own the company in 25 years. Like you start to realize, like when you're midway through college and still working there, you're like, I'm not going to have a job coming out of college either. So I might as well just stick with what I know.
I should probably start giving a damn about what I'm doing.
Yeah, I should probably start caring about the interactions. We had a customer that would come in, and he would buy products and then resell it to the military, because apparently the military can't buy directly from like a retail store, like a big big box retailers. So he would come in and he would purchase from me and then resell it to them. So he would buy like a TV for $350 and resell it for $400. Well, one day he came in, and this really boosted my numbers, let me tell you, because I'd all of a sudden have like a $30,000 transaction on a Thursday afternoon, like solo. So I look like an all-star. No attachment, right? No protection plans, none of that. So they hated me and they love me. But he comes in and he's like, I need to get these shipped to Nebraska or Nevada. And I'm like, all right, cool. I put the wrong state abbreviation and sent like 30 televisions to Nebraska instead of Nevada to like an empty field. So that was what kind of an employee I was. Pre-trying really hard and then kept trying really hard.
Wait, so did they find out that like, oh, this is like an erroneous sale?
he comes back and
Jordan sucks.
Hey man, I don't think you got them to the people that I needed you to send them to. And I was like, right. Let me go into that order real quick and change it, because they all just got sent back to the factory after the UPS man showed up and had nowhere to put them.
Dude, a UPS guy actually showed up with 30 TVs.
I'm sure that they had an address that was existent, and I just sent it to a non-existent military base in Nebraska. I'm sure some guy was literally like, honey, we haven't seen one of these delivery trucks in years here. That ending scene from Castaway, you know? But yeah.
The guy comes up like, is this a military base? This is a farm, son. TV's here. So did you get fired that day, or was that?
No, nobody. He didn't even say anything or really care. I'm going to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a solid time working there. But right about 2013, I randomly ran into the crew. So I don't know if you guys remember like KWR Speedy and Nobody Epic and Deluxe War and all those guys. ran into him in a random search and destroy lobby on Black Ops 2 as like a 6th. And they were like, hey, we're going to put you in a video because we like thought some of the stuff that you said was really funny. And I was like, cool, whatever, because I didn't know who they were. And then they were like, you mind if we tag you? And I was like, yeah, here's my YouTube channel, because I'd done some like comedy sketch stuff. I was like, you can put it in your descriptions. I had like 30,000 followers like the next day. So that's kind of how my YouTube career took off, but literally by complete random. So then I decided about 9 months in, I was like, well, shit, we might as well. Hey, listen, I'm in it now. So and then we're 7 years later. And here we are.
Wow. Goodness, great. So at what point did you quit Best Buy, whatever job you're working at? And like just
December 12th of 2013, I believe, was my last day working there. I put my 2 weeks in on Black Friday.
Wow.
Love that.
And they were like, now
I was like, hey, listen, I dealt with enough people stepping on my sneakers that I was like, I'm done with working here anymore unless I have to come back.
Your manager's actively getting run over, and you're like, by the way, I quit.
So that
I had what?
That's your first and only job, like outside of streaming?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Nice.
Retail.
5 years, baby.
A good job to have, though. I feel like everyone should have some sort of retail experience. To get helps.
And we don't know the worst of humanity until you've worked in retail. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. Trevor has no idea.
I have no idea. I'm glad I never had to do it. And I just played baseball.
Threatened death over $8 products. So.
Oh yeah.
You're like, please don't.
You are.
Please don't hurt me.
We have a pit in the back if you would like to wrestle until the death. And he was like, what?
What?
The pardon?
Can you imagine just a bunch of blue shirts going, like in a circle while you're fighting some like 42-year-old dude who's pissed off because he can't get a replacement water filter for his refrigerator. Just full blown,
highly specific reference that it felt like it happened.
It did happen. A guy came in and told me he was going to throw rocks through my car windshield because I couldn't get him a 10-year-old replacement water filter. Like, bud, this is a Best Buy. Do I look like a Home Depot?
Oh my god.
Like,
bro, your HDMI cable don't work though. I got you, but this.
Oh man.
No idea, brother.
I bought so many cables when I quit. I spent it was 5% above cost was your discount, right? So at the end of it, I spent $300 in cables, which is basically $20 million in cables.
So you're still using those cables to this day.
I find boxes throughout my closet and in the house. I'm like, why did I buy this subwoofer cable knowing that I don't need any of this stuff? You feel that's what makes you feel like you're wealthy when you're making $8.50 an hour. You know what I mean? You just buy cables.
I don't have money, but I'm cable rich.
Yeah. What do you need? I got you with those diamond studded HDMI high-end editions, baby.
Really wish I had a gold plated subwoofer cable from my my 2 subwoofers in the back of my 96 Honda Civic. Oh, I got you, fam. How long you need?
It's an 87 Honda. How dare you? I don't know why I thought of that. I'm sorry.
It's a great reference. That's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it, Trev.
I watched the other day. I tried to make it one of my sub sounds, but I couldn't get it. Get a good version. Okay, 7 years. I've heard that story about the random S&D lobby, and now that I know you fairly well and have watched your stream a bunch and played with you a bunch, I get it. I totally get it. So you've been at it for a while. I would say, especially with how in vogue streaming and everything has gotten in the last 2 years since the Fortnite phenomenon. So we try to incorporate this question on pretty much everybody now, because everyone's got a little bit of a different way they got to where they are. What's one thing you wish you would have known before you started like streaming and making YouTube? Like, what's a tip you would give to someone starting out that might save them a lot of grief, not having to learn it themselves?
I mean, number one, don't invest in the wrong equipment immediately. I feel like a lot of people think that you need overly high-end microphones and cameras. And I would argue my viewership peak was with a MacBook, the cheapest mic I had, and a $72 webcam. So
wow.
Streaming's a bit different now than it was then, but if your content is true and good, I feel like your focus should be working on that craft and saving up in the back and getting everything to the top level while you can. A lot of people are like, what do I need to record my gameplay? And I'm like, well, you need an Elgato, or you need like a PC that can handle it. So it's like that. There's your core right there. Go find somebody on Craigslist selling a Logitech webcam for $42. Go find a microphone that somebody who thought they were going to be a pro streamer and then realized it's not easy is trying to sell this out of the world. Like that's you kind of got to like figure your way out through things. And I feel like the second thing is just knowing that you need to have a schedule is something I've learned since we've actually really been in quarantine for like the last few months. Is like I have a night schedule, and now my stuff's been popping off more than it has in years because I'm just consistently on at the same time. So that is super helpful. Consistency is probably the most important thing in streaming and content creation to stay alive in it for a long time.
Love that. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Consistency will help your channel so much because we're all creatures of habit and get on at the same time and watch the same things every day and do the same things every day. So that's true. It was very good.
Yeah, it's just like people have been doing with TV for decades, and we're creatures of habit, and people viewing is important, and becoming part of their lives is important. So being consistent, we've talked about that a lot. If I could add one little thing with the equipment thing, be okay with getting one piece at a time. As also, like, just because you don't have a great camera or mic, just because you have enough money to get the mic but not the camera, you don't have to get them both at the same time. So that your audio upgrades with your video at the exact same time. Like there's no like logic behind that. You don't need to do it. So it's almost like just make stuff and do stuff and use as much free resources as possible for, like, if you're a video editor and doing YouTube and stuff, like, use the trials of Adobe and try different stuff. And, I don't know, try a iPad. If you have an iPad or something, use the iPad to edit videos. Just use everything you can. If you don't have the money, that is, to put towards it, and just, mess around with stuff and try stuff, but you got to do it. It's just about doing the work, because long term, I mean, it just all kind of pans out to it all. You just grow a little bit by little bit, and you learn a lot about it, and then you learn whether or not you really want to do it or not. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do too. So,
that's part of the struggle. Are you willing to do it despite all of your technical issues or low quality gear or whatever? Or do you still want to do it? Do you still want to make content? It's true. Exactly. Yeah, let your content shine through, not your stuff. I mean, everyone loves flashy stuff, but I've seen plenty of excellent setups for people that are just not invested in streaming, that don't have the passion for it. So,
and you really have to have a passion for it. Like,
you really do.
I'm figuring out more and more, like, especially since I've been streaming so much more lately than I have been in the past. It's like, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, literally, it could be one day where you're having like sort of an off day. Your audience is like, "Hey, what's wrong, man? Are you okay? What's going on? It seems like you're having a bad day." And you're like,
"Dude, it's true.
Damn you guys for seeing through me."
Like, oh my god, they're so perceptive.
I'm having an off
you
day.
Look tired. You're like, do I? God. Thank you.
That's part of the reason I, as much as possible, tell my wife, tears are like, look, if you have something to say to me, or if you're like even upset with me, can we please do it after work? Because it will drastically affect my mood, and then it will show through in the stream and be detrimental. Like it will actively affect my stream. Whether or not it's my fault, and mostly it is, but I'm still saying, leave me alone for like 8 hours. Just like 8
tears. Just bottle it up.
Just stuff it deep
and
down
then
inside,
unleash it on me
at the end of the night, like a normal human does.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever have that one comment in your Twitch stream? Usually I'm unbothered, but like I probably say like once every week or once every 2 weeks, there's like one comment where I'm like, I'm gonna fight you right now. I'm gonna fight you so bad.
And it's not even like the most aggressive thing. It's not like, "What's up, fatty?" or like, "You frickin' suck." It's not even
just
necessarily like that. It's something. I remember one time someone said, "Man, the back of your head really needs an edge up," and I was like, "Are you the you mother?"
What the
sound for later?
Hell was that? I was like, is this thing bugging out? I was super confused.
That's a sound for later. By the way, that the game is animal sounds.
I know. I see it.
It's gonna be fun. But the point is, it just takes the wrong comment at the wrong time. That's all it is.
Yeah. What's yours, Jordan?
I mean,
you have one specific, I feel like.
It's when it's a misspelled version of, instead of it being like, "You're not funny," it'd be like, "Not funny sometimes at all." And you're like, first of all, I'm upset because I don't know what you actually meant by your statement in my comments. I don't know what that means. Second of all, I am funny. Third of all, why even say this?
Exactly. Why even say this? Then you realize it's for
and
attention.
It's YouTube comments for me that kill me. It's like, you suck, not funny. And I'm like, what? Like, imagine me showing up, right, to that kid's band recital and being in the audience and being like, you suck, not good, and then just leaving. Like, no, that's not something you do. Can you, like, it's garbage. And you're like, what? Like, I don't actually care if you don't think I'm funny, but it's just the misspelling part of it is what drives me.
It's funny. You asked that. I'm looking over right now at the Discord that we're all in, and I'm in, for whatever reason, I'm in the guest questions chat room, and the bottom one is, what was your reaction after the Yanks knocked you guys out? And it's little things the Yankees thing. And you know what? I was thinking about this literally 20 minutes ago. I'm like, I should just write, what was your reaction after the Astros knocked you out? I wanted, or say like, it felt good to be on the field. Wow. or even better, what? I couldn't hear you from behind my wallet. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't do that. I would never do that.
I was this guy laughing when I'm rich and he's poor. That's my favorite. Marcelo,
but yeah, a lot of it's like, how did you feel when the Yankees knocked you out? Or one guy on YouTube said this was my top comment. For whatever reason, it's like, what's the longest, most negative comment? It's gonna be the highlighted comment. And he said, who would watch this Valley Girl voice looking 1984 library glasses guy on YouTube? And his like picture was Jimi Hendrix. I said, man, who knew Jimi Hendrix was such an asshole? That's what I replied to him. I won. I win.
You really got him on that one.
But yeah, I was just like, that hurt a lot, and it was really detailed. Like, he was really upset with this.
Yeah. Do you guys ever remember
video
usernames? Because I have one guy that I'll never forget for the rest forever. Just because I blocked him, and he somehow was still commenting on my things. I didn't understand what was going on. He was some sort of wizard. I'm gonna be honest. He would appear everywhere. Didn't matter where I was. I could literally be on a MySpace post from 2005, and he was somehow there.
Did you engage him? Did you engage him early, and then he got the attention?
I just gave the block. Like, I just try not to give things the attention, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes like
you gotta get him.
Call outs, like you're doing your Twitch stream, and you're like, "Hey, Mike 2488, fuck yourself." Anyways, back to you guys. Are gonna be going.
Oh. You want another favorite thing that I did yesterday? I love when people come in, hey man, you banned my main account. I don't know what I said. And you're like, what is it? I want to go read it. And it's always like them coming in and you're like, you're a fucking piece of You're like, maybe it was that. Maybe it was that thing you said that got you banned. He's like, oh, my bad. I wasn't thinking.
I wasn't thinking.
And like 99% of the time, it's just like egregious, horrible stuff.
Oh, all the time.
You're like, of course you're banned. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, you're banned again. This one's banned. You didn't even say anything. That was 3 years ago. I don't care. You're the same person, guaranteed.
The funniest thing I've seen in the last week is some kid was like, hey, Nick Merckx, will you unblock me? And he literally replied, nope. Had like 500 likes. Like, he probably doesn't even know the guy's username. I was like, wow, they just... I guess if you're banned if you're banned in the chat, like there's got to be. I mean, like you've obviously said something that's unacceptable. So it's like,
nope,
we're not banning out here because you're like, you had a bad game. It's not like I'm like, fuck this guy. No, it's like I'm cool. I'm cool with like, you know, that. There's obviously some unacceptable stuff.
You clearly didn't say anything that was just like fine. It was never. Yeah.
This wasn't a mistake.
Look,
after deliberation with my team, I think we're gonna go ahead and place this ban on you.
So I've heard your appeal, and I deny.
Was that on Twitter, by the way? That Merck said that?
Yeah. Oh,
was that
yeah.
live?
It was on Twitter.
okay.
I was dying because it's just like, that kid. And the best part is the kid replied, said, "Lil, what?" Like, that's all the kid replied. And I'm like,
Lol, what?
the weirdest though is when you got like grown people and they're like 38 years old and they're like messaging you, trying to find like they're like messaging your significant others on social media.
Oh,
like
gosh.
your friends you played with one time in 2012 on a live stream. It's like, and they're like, "Hey Dave, could you tell Legion to maybe unblock me?" And you're like, "You're a grown man with children. What?"
I love your Crystallia voice more than anything in the world, by the way. That's perfect.
His what voice?
It's Crystallia voice.
Oh.
And he does that voice all the time.
Maybe
I was thinking maybe you could give me some money.
Hey guys, kind of here. But yeah, no, I cannot believe that people don't understand that you need to just stay
Chill.
man.
Just chill.
Well,
There you go.
different on the topic of different social media and people reaching out, because I've had plenty of people reach out to Tirza, even be like, "Can you unban?" Like, Tirza doesn't care. She's not invested. No, like, she doesn't care. What is your favorite social media platform, and which one are you not on enough, Jordan?
I think my favorite is Twitter because it's got the most traditional algorithm for pushing videos out. So when I make like obscure comedy videos where I'm like dipping my sleeves in barbecue sauce and then like that gets seen by a lot of people, and it's just really easy to engage with the audience. I like Twitch a lot. Obviously, that's become my favorite platform for actually just creating live content.
Oh, sure.
And Facebook is something I totally made a mistake on early on.
Really?
Because like literally 7 years ago, I was like, nobody's on Facebook. And then like everybody's still technically on Facebook, and like, especially as you get closer to 30, it's like, look at my children. And that's, like there's a whole market
that's
there.
all they're on now.
I didn't really post on there. So like I had like 300,000 on Twitter and like I have like 10K on Facebook. So word of advice to anybody, just whatever you're posting on Twitter, just post the same thing on Facebook and have them both be active while you're going through your personal booms. Because
that's helpful, actually. It's good to know.
It will help you. And brands, in terms of where they like their marketing power to be, is usually through Facebook and Instagram. That's where they see a lot more engagement. So more money goes into your pockets if you have a bigger Facebook page.
I think that's the first time we've ever heard someone say Facebook. That's
Joe Bad did mention that he had.
Oh, he did. You're right, Joe Bad.
Harder hits on Facebook too, but yeah, it's the first one, like 31 episodes. No one's. Like, to be honest, I've completely written it off just because, again, age group. But again, I'm a baseball player, dude. They're all on Facebook. I should be just everything baseball related should be up there.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole demographic that we entirely forget about as gamers. Yeah. It's really weird because you don't think of Facebook as being like, oh yeah, like literally 7 years ago, I was like, who's on Facebook? And then now I'm like, oh, brands are on Facebook.
Brands are
everybody's on Facebook. That's why they put their marketing dollars. Okay, oops, I should have built that up. My bad.
Remember, Facebook owns Instagram too, so
true. Yeah, and Instagram is
connected.
Yeah, Instagram is I love Instagram. It's so fun.
Really, I can't stand it.
Really?
The algorithm's killing us. We just can't figure out what to do.
The algorithm.
You do awful. Sketches and stuff. We can't do. We're not funny.
Yeah,
that's not true. I'm having last year.
So last night was hilarious when I walked through that door and just got destroyed in Park Avenue.
Left.
Paul was like adjusting something under his desk, and he came back up and looked at the screen, and both of us were murdered in front of him.
It was a murder scene, and it was horrifying. There was blood all over the walls. I looked down for 1 second at my mouse pad because there was like a little thing on it. I look up and it's carnage.
I was crying. Gonna watch that later.
But no, and also the comments on Instagram are just the worst. Like, I don't know what it is, but like something on Instagram, like people are just terrible for some reason. On Twitter, it's like more measured comments at the very least. But on Instagram, bro, it gets dark. I don't know what's going on.
I feel like I have the opposite in I feel like my Twitter feed sometimes, because it get like those videos get shared more. Sharing is so much easier on Twitter than it is on Instagram, so there's more random eyes seeing your content. Like I've had a pretty consolidated fan base on Instagram for viewership for a while. Pretty much it's harder to grow on Instagram now because of the algorithm than it ever has been. Early on, I could get on Explore page every night, like in 2013, 2014, because there was just nobody doing sketch comedy back then until everyone was like, oh no, Vine's not here anymore. Now we're gonna have to post on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
And Twitter, it's like one guy from Ohio's like, I don't like this, you're garbage. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Thank you for wasting
really
that 5
appreciate
seconds of your life. Yeah, to type that. Thank you.
Thanks for being hateful. I hope you have a great day at work
Imagining that guy standing up at that kid's recital saying the same thing again. You know?
You're garbage, son. I'm here, aren't I? Isn't that enough? Like, what?
You're garbage, son.
I'm here, aren't I?
Wrong kid died. All right, that was a deep cut reference to a comedy movie. Anyway, okay, that's interesting because I really can't stand. I feel like me and Trevor both just like. Not that I don't like the people on Instagram. I want to say that like not like my audience I don't like on Instagram, but it's just so infuriating the algorithm that it just feels like a waste of time. It just feels like, to some extent, like why would I try anything to go viral on here? I should post everything to Twitter and then like just post it to Instagram, almost like you were saying for Facebook. Just copy paste over there, just to drum up some sort of engagement that may or may not happen. Or
I imagine you have many more real life fans on your Instagram, Trevor, because you're a professional baseball player. So I imagine there's people that are like, hey, way to suck in the bottom of the ninth on October 5th.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Like,
why'd you lose that game? I lost my fantasy, and
like
I'm not going to win the
ago.
I lost
my
my
$10 gift card to fucking Chuck E. Cheese. I'm just like, dude, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I just to the point where I'm just like, I don't care. But yeah, I get a special kind of hate. That's, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's just nature of the job. Which,
yeah.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Just gotta wear it.
I'm gonna dance.
You know what else they do on? You know what else they do on baseball fields?
Ads.
True.
They mow their lawns.
Oh, you're wearing an ad now.
Guys,
Buckle in. We're in an ad.
Let's get it. Flowers are blooming. The grass is growing. It's time to mow that dang lawn. Thanks to our sponsor, Manscaped. You can trim the hedges below the belt safely and effectively and efficiently. I'm talking about ball trimmers, people. Manscaped is here to make sure your balls are smooth, smelling nice like eggs. Not smelling like smooth like eggs. After all, it's time for some spring cleaning. Boom! Manscaped is the man's brand dedicated to below the belt grooming. They forever change the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. Precision engineered tools from your family jewels, indeed. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the essential Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine. The third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade, reduced accidents incoming, no more nicked balls. Those balls are going to thank you when you're done. Looking like eggs, smooth. Manscaped obsesses over technology to provide you with the best tools for your grooming experience, and they only use the best ingredients in their formulations. Inside the Perfect Package, you also find Manscaped Crop Preserver. I used that the other day. Anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. It's starting to get hot outside. It's crucial to keep those balls from sticking to your leg. And as our treat, you'll find the Crop Reviver, which will also keep your balls smelling fresh, just like spring flowers do. Subscribe to the Perfect Package and get a new replacement blade refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, which is great because quarantine. Making sure your trimmer always stays hygienic and clean. For limited time, subscribers get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value, and patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. This is the perfect package for your perfect package. Get 20% off and free shipping with code MCA at manscaped.com. That's code MCA for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor. Use the right tools for the job. God.
They don't smell like eggs. They look like eggs.
They look like
eggs. Just to be very clear.
Make your balls smell like eggs.
Yeah, I was confusing when you said it, but
I know.
the delivery
It
was
is
there.
eggs.
So
I appreciate it. You got to say everything with confidence.
My balls are
It's
gritty like sandpaper. You can't get them smooth, period.
No, you can just
Nice.
you can rub those out.
You can rub
Will
out the
you
wrinkles.
stop right now?
What?
Right, Paul, will you just stop talking
I
about
said
balls?
rub them out.
Rub out balls? The smelly egg balls?
We're gonna lose our sponsorship.
Who
We're
wants
losing
smelly?
it. It was
Yeah. Anyway, code MCA.
it was there and now it's
I'll
gone.
check out. All right, well.
That's done.
You know
Good
what?
job
Great
on the
job,
ad
Paul.
read, Paul. You're welcome.
Proud of you,
Trevor.
dude.
Thank you.
You're great. I said it literally right before that you tried to have attitude about it. I actually said it out loud. So get sucked, dude. Anyway, final question before we move on to the game. Jordan, you've been streaming, you've been making content for a long time. You talked about consistency. What has been your biggest hurdle to consistency? Like we all have times where we're like, you know, for a month, we're like, I don't really know what to play, or I don't really know what to do, or I don't know what my time is, or whatever. How have you like found your time that you can do it, and making sure that you're like not disappearing for weeks at a time, and like, you know, because that could be a death sentence for a channel. So
Oh yeah, that can literally that can ruin everything. 2 days off in the streaming world these days can give you a consistent hit with the the sub drop offs and everything else that goes along those lines. But
True.
honestly, I think it was just trying to figure out when I feel the most alive, which unfortunately is when everyone else is sleeping. So my natural sleep rhythm is like go to bed about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and wake up around noon, 1 o'clock. I feel like that's where I'm at my personal best. So I just decided to kind of work my schedule around that. Whenever you get to start doing this stuff full time, you get to make those decisions for yourself. Obviously, if you're somebody that's trying to do this part time and you're working a full time job, that's not going to be realistic unless you're working overnight somewhere. So I feel like the biggest hurdle is just using the dead time and trying to put that energy into something else that's going to help your craft. And like for me, you know, when I was working at Best Buy, I was going to school full time. Like I was grinding at night, every night, 9 p.m. after I got off work, or 10 p.m. after I got off work till 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd be at school again at 8. So, you just put in the work in the beginning to try to get where you need to be. And to anybody that says it's going to be easy, you're a liar. You're a liar. 7 years. 7 years is a long time to be doing this stuff. And I'm thankful every single day for my blessings that I get to do it. And there comes a time, you know, once every like 8 months where you're like, everything's on fire.
yeah.
And you know what you do? You just are like, whatever, I'm going to go get a water hose. I'm going to sprinkle it off and just keep going. A lot of people, they get stuck in their negativity, in a funk. Yeah. And they're like, this is the mentality that you need to avoid. I'm not going to be able to do it. Like as soon as you're like in that position, then you're ruining yourself, which is you just have to break past it. So I think trying to focus on the W's in any way, shape, or form, as small or as big as they are, is going to help you overcome your own, you know, personal plateaus. So
very good.
Yeah.
Very good advice.
I love you, dude. I love both of you. I want to literally you got me all motivated now. I'm about to go outside and give a speech.
You just gave one, bro. You gave one inside.
My 84-year-old neighbor who bakes me delicious banana bread. So
but what? You have an 84-year-old neighbor that gives you banana bread?
100%, dude. And chocolate bread. The other day she made these. It was marshmallow, Hershey's chocolate, and it was Honey Nut Cheerios and peanut butter, and it was all together. And she made it like a loaf. And bro, I dabbed on her porch. She didn't know what it was, and I was really trying to just, 2015.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Margaret. Dab. Was that? Is her name Margaret? What's her name? Esther?
Her name's Lorraine, and she's the sweetest old lady on the planet.
Oh, Lorraine's my grandma's name.
Is it really?
Pretty sure she's 84. I'm pretty sure my grandma's making you banana bread.
You haven't said hi once. You've been over here all this time.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even know she could make it. What's happening? Oh my hell, Grandma. That's awesome. That's awesome. But finding your way and just making sure you're like not disappearing and battling through it. That's huge. There's gonna be times, even like, it's so funny. People go, oh, you have, like this happened yesterday. Someone's like, oh, you have like, 200 viewers and you're reading chat. I'm like, what? It's not moving that fast. Like, it's moving pretty normal. And then there's days where you're like, Yeah, because I don't have my view count up, and you look over and you're playing the game for a while, 5 minutes pass, you look over and nothing's changed in chat. That happens too, right? Depending on the game you're playing, what happens? And those 2 days, you don't have to be like, that shouldn't destroy you. It should be who's here, and maybe you got to be like, hey, yo, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? You got to hit them with one of those to kind of go, oh, we're awake, yeah. And they start typing, but
Exactly.
That shouldn't. You got to find ways to where you are playing the game, and then you being excited about something brings them joy. And if you think about that kind of like triangle between the game, you and them, like if you kind of think about it like that, there's a lot of ways to do it. And I find that helps me get out of funk. It's like trying to find a game to play. For example, I was like, Fortnite's, I'm getting kids who are, I guarantee you, 17 years younger than me, just building circles around me and then laughing as they do one of the basic dances on me. And it felt bad because I'm so competitive. And I'm like, this isn't as fun anymore. So, and then I went into like, what am I going to play? When you go into what am I going to play mode, like it's not the best feeling in the world. And I feel like I've gotten in a good place with variety, but like, that's going to happen. You're going to change games. You're going to change. There's mods are just going to disappear because they don't play the game that I'm watching anymore. Like that happens too. People come and go. I just really, really let the people know that are there, that you appreciate them, and things work out. And I think that Jordan does that just about as good or better than anybody I've ever seen on streaming. So, I mean, I'd say, that for me,
dude, if you're not like, I can't even. I gotta. It's like in terms of growth for me in the last few months. Like in March, I was probably averaging, and my dog's barking now because I'm sure there's the 15th Amazon package arriving on the porch. But in March, it's probably averaging like 225 to like maybe 350 viewers, and we've shot up now to like 700 to 1,000 most nights that I'm playing, which is a huge jump in a short span of 3 months. But the thing is when I had 120 viewers in the PUBG era, when things were really dipping low for me, I mean, there's 120 people that were in my stream every day wanting to watch my content, supporting me on my YouTube channels when they were at low. And anybody that's watching your content at all and ingesting the things that you're creating it's mind-boggling that anybody gives a single care about anything that you're doing. Seriously, think about it. You're filling in a high school auditorium. Or you're filling in, like, let's say you're, I think musicians usually have a pretty good standpoint from this whenever they're coming into the scene. It's like, okay, I usually perform in like a cafe or like in a restaurant. And like, you've got, 15 to 20 people that are actively paying attention to you while you're doing it. Like, that's a big deal.
That's true.
So people that are so obsessed with the negativity, like, oh, my numbers are down. I'm like, listen, numbers are going to be high. Numbers are going to be low. Especially if you're in this for the long run. You just got to roll with it and appreciate every single person that comes in. And when it comes to interacting with chat, if I'm not talking to them, what am I doing?
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. Like those people are there to interact with me, and I enjoy the engagement, especially since we've been cooped up for months in the house. It's like, this is a way for me to get to like interact with people. And it's cool seeing people be like, oh, I'm from the UK. I'm from Australia. I'm from India. Oh, I'm from West Coast. Oh yeah, I live in Virginia. And you're like, cool. I've got the whole world is for some reason in this lobby watching me be an idiot. So a lot of people, they don't read chat and stuff, which is very weird to me. I understand if you have 50,000 viewers, you can't read everybody, but still, like, I think engagement is just beyond important with your audience.
Yeah. And I'd say the only slight passes, like kind of the hall pass, the people are a lot of times they're like professional players in a game playing in a professional way. So like they're
100%.
scrimming or they're playing like the point of them playing for you is showing you how insanely good they are. So there's a little bit less interaction. But then you said guys like, we use Tim as our big streamer example, Tim Tatman, and he picks and he doesn't read everything, obviously, but when he picks, grabs things, and then he gets in a conversation about it and like grabs one thing from it and then like says, hey, stop being mean to me. He's still including the whole chat kind of in that. Like everyone feels like he's talking to all of them. He's not just talking to that one person. He's talking to everybody. And he always talks to everybody all the time. He's always saying chat as a collective mind. And he treats them like that. And that works really, really well when you have that many people watching. So he figured out a way to do it. Yeah. So
you can't be interacting when you're playing for $1 million on the line, like as much like in between games or like when you have the time, if you have the ability to do that. But I'm not expecting like the Overwatch Pro League in the middle of their match to be like, thank you, Mark Jacobs from Cincinnati for your 5-month sub. Like,
you'd almost be like, if you did that, you'd be like, are you even focused on your tournament, man? Like, what do you mean? Why are you?
They'd be so mad at you. You'd be like, stop talking to me, play. Yeah,
exactly. You could never win. It'd be great. Oh my god, that's really good insight. I love that. I think that's incredibly important. Talking to your chat, I feel like I struggle with the occasional sarcastic comment because I'm just heavily sarcastic to my chat. If like chat isn't moving or no one said anything in a while or whatever, like because I don't look at my viewer count either, and that only hurts. Like that doesn't no one's like, haha, good quib, touche. I also talk now. Like no one ever is like that. So I think a level of like just positivity and maybe posing a question to your chat or just telling your chat how your day went will just bring things to their mind, and then they'll say something and kind of get the chat going or whatever. So yeah, engagement is super important. And whenever I see a streamer who is not engaging with their chat, it's even myself, I'm guilty of it as well. Like I've definitely have times where I'm just not engaging with chat, but it's kind of like, why are we doing this then? Like you said, like what's
for them,
the point?
just overarching idea. It's for them. Like no one could watch, and then it wouldn't. I play baseball, and I say this too. I'm like, I play baseball for people who watch it because I literally just play a game. I'm playing a game. I am a streamer just in real life.
Yeah, and it's an absolute high to be doing what you love. Like that's the thing, right? If you're really into it, like whether it's a live crowd or I'm in front of just an audience, it's like I feed off of their energy. So if they're having a fun time, then I'm having a fun time. And like Action said, like occasionally I'm I'm zonked out because I have to wake up for a 12 p.m. tournament and I go to bed at 7 a.m. So it's like I'm tired and I'm like, like my girlfriend, she keeps me in chat because she'll text me, she'll be like, hey, like you need to like wake up and pay attention to what's going on. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to refocus and make sure that I'm trying to do the best that I can be every day.
Yeah.
So, and that's unbelievably helpful because sometimes she'll be like, hey, you're being a dick, and I'm like, all right, let me stop yelling at your brother in this Warzone match. I'm like, okay, I will. All right, I'll leave him alone.
That's actually super, super helpful. I think like that's an advantage. Like you have someone who will actively engage or watch your stream and like can be honest with you and be like, hey, that's how this is coming off. That's how I'm perceiving this or whatever. And that's super helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Having having that person or those people, a lot of times, honestly, my recommendation, try to have that relationship with your mods because they're there all the time.
Yeah, true.
That's a good one. But yeah, that's great. That's great as well. Listen to people that tell you that might have a different perception for how you're talking about things or going about things, and it might give you a boost too. That's awesome.
Yeah. Moderators are the heroes of the Twitch.
Oh yeah,
no question.
Love you guys. We love you, mods. Seriously, we don't say it enough.
Like they're amazing.
Except for you, Rita. Rita, you're the worst. Everyone else, you're great.
Rita does suck, doesn't he? That son of a bitch. All right. Guys, it's time for the game.
Let's do it. This is a perfect game for Jordan. This is a perfect game, dude.
This is gonna be great. I'm really excited about it. All right, so Jordan, this game is called simply animal noises, sounds, animal noises. Yeah, let's go with noises. And you're gonna have I'm gonna play the animal noise for you, obviously, and you will have multiple choice to select which one you think it is. Pretty much simple.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's gonna be.
I was born for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm confident you'll get every single one right.
I've been to the zoo twice, so I feel like I know.
Okay, well that's an unfair advantage. We're switching the game. Can't have this. You're going up against Trevor, who is terribly unenthused about this game. So
I love this game.
Freaking hates it so much. Let's get started with our first animal noise. So your options are A, chipmunk, B, goose, C, duck, or D, squirrel.
I'm going with squirrel.
I'm gonna go with duck.
Go with duck. Okay. Legion. Sorry, Trevor.
feel like
Correct.
there's a skitter or something. I just feel like there's like
What was
waiting
it?
for
Was
them
it
to
a
start
squirrel?
eating.
Was it a duck?
a squirrel.
Squirrel. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
it was
squirrel. You got it.
Do you want to know why I know the sound, by the way?
I get yes.
I'm surrounded by literally 1,000 of them. I hear them. Like when there's cats in the neighborhood, they scream at them. So like literally they sit in the tree and they're like, and I'm like, oh, that's the sound I didn't think could come out of a giant rat with a long tail, you know, but there they are. So
That's amazing. I was also actually thrown off by the sound. I was like, that's a freaking squirrel? Okay. So that's what squirrels sound
When they're threatened.
Yeah. Trevor, go outside once, okay? All right.
Yeah, okay.
Our next animal noise. You heard that from earlier. It's our second animal noise. Your options are A, small dog whimpering. B, ninja crying about not getting rezzed.
I knew you were gonna do it.
C, raccoon. Or D, beaver.
I'm going with C, raccoon.
I will also go with raccoon.
Well, in that case, you are both correct. That's a raccoon. That's a raccoon.
One.
Oh yeah, really nailed it. I asked Ninja to provide that audio, and he refused. So it's kind of awkward. But, raccoon is indeed the sound it is making, or that it is. I believe it's a mating call.
Wow.
Mating call. Yeah.
You
Actually, I have no idea.
It's like, what's up, girl?
Wait, what?
I'm just listening to you talk right now. I'm just like, I want you to be a late night radio host.
You like that? You like that?
We should start a podcast.
We should do that. We should start a podcast. Number 3 for animal noises is this guy.
Okay.
All right. Your options are A, fox, B, bald eagle, C, deer, or D, possum.
I'm going with fox.
I'm also going with fox.
Both going with fox. You are both incorrect. Jordan was on a roll there for a second. He would have been on fire if he got that one. It was a bald eagle.
That's what a bald eagle. You know they can literally like lift a car off the ground, like not actually, but they're really strong. Can you imagine just
Bad example,
driving,
but
you're
kind
driving
of.
in your smart car and it just picks you up off the highway?
You know that bald eagles can kill an elephant? I mean, not really, but they're strong.
Just literally, there goes grandma and grandpa on their new 50 mile per gallon investment.
Did you know that a bald eagle can rip the throat out of a hippo? Not exactly, but like they hurt. They hurt a lot.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm just gonna give erroneous facts and then say, but not really, but like they're really strong.
The point is, what
A
if?
bald eagle's grip is believed to be about 10 times stronger than the grip of an adult human and can exert upwards of 400 psi.
Holy frick.
Okay, so they're
That what you
they can
clacking
rip
away?
things.
Bald eagles aren't playing, bro.
No.
They
I'm
mean
not around.
business.
Oh my gosh.
You know our national bird was almost a turkey?
I do know.
Unbelievable.
I did know that.
Unbelievable.
Ben Franklin, dude, what an idiot.
Or yeah, Franklin. Sorry, I was joking.
Franklin he was like turkey, dude.
All the same.
You were in trouble.
That wasn't our next noise. Our next animal noise is this one.
Was that a Harley Davidson taking off?
Your options are A, Courage JD fiercely defending his last nacho. B, German Shepherd. C, Bobcat. D, Wolverine.
There's actually...
Could be any one of those.
I'm going with a bobcat just because I just want it to be a bobcat.
I'll go to Wolverine.
One of those. Yeah, Wolverine. All right.
Probably that.
All right. Trevor. Jordan.
Woo!
In fact, a bobcat. Nicely done.
My mother had a pet bobcat once.
No.
Excuse me?
A couple years of her life.
I'm sorry. Is this a real? Is this a real
Sorry.
conversation?
What?
Bobby the bobcat.
Did you
It
get
was
him
a girl.
from Oklahoma at a certain?
She just lived up in the mountains in BFE, Washington, and it wandered in as a baby, and they saved it, and then it turned like 2, like they had it for 2 years, and then she just like went out the back door and then never came back.
Okay.
She was.
I don't think that you can domesticate a bobcat. I don't know much about
You
bobcats.
can't either. I think that's why the bobcat left. I think she was like, I'm gonna go hunt for my food. Oh wait, where do I live again? Who cares? I'm a bobcat.
That's what it said. I'm a bobcat.
They have a picture, like a little, like she was, I don't know, 5, 6 or 7, like laying next to Bobby, who's laying on the ground.
He called the bobcat Bobby.
Bobby the bobcat.
Which
Why wouldn't you?
shout out to the Charlotte Bobcats, by the way.
Do we
fan?
need to shout out to the?
Huge fan of the
I have called the Hornets the Bobcats for the entire time they've been called the Hornets. I just want
They
you
were
to
the
know
Hornets, and they're the Bobcats.
No,
Not
the Hornets
back and
now,
forth.
aren't they?
They went back and forth.
Yeah, they were the Charlotte Bobcats from 04 to 2014, but then they were the Hornets from 88 to 2002, and then 2014 to present, they've been the Hornets.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why they switched to Bobcats.
Like, God, guys, these Hornets are out of control. We got to change the name because there's more of those than Bobcats now.
Listen,
Oh wait,
the internet loves cats. Bring it back. Come on. We got this.
Big cats.
that's really weird.
I'm kind of partial to the Hornets. And our final animal noise of the night. I think, is anyone keeping track of it? I think Jordan's winning.
He's up 3-1. He's up.
Yeah, 3-1. All right. So pretty much Jordan has this in the bag. But our last question, I should make it worth more. It's not. Last animal noise is... This is adorable.
It is adorable.
I
Could be a
want
baby
one.
something.
I want whatever it is, I want it. Our options are A, porcupine, B, chihuahua, which in Mexican, of course, means chihuahua. C,
In Mexican? Oh my God. Continue.
C, honey badger, or D, bear cub.
That's a damn honey badger. That's how I lure you in.
I'm gonna go with the porcupine.
For the porcupine. Trevor, Jordan.
Why do I know these?
He's absolutely insane. He was 4 for 5. Holy crap.
That's pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
I will never look at a porcupine the same now. They're gonna be they're like a real life sand shrew, you know?
You're adorable.
They're
shrew.
adorable.
Real life sand shrew. Oh gosh, that was outstanding. I've never had
outstanding
anyone
job.
do that well at animal noises. That was incredible.
good.
Nicely
It's
done.
because I spend half my career just making noises.
What would a porcupine sound like?
This is my porcupine
You
sound
tell.
like. Why are you here? Get out!
Why is your porcupine a smoker?
And I just imagine like putting his spines out, like, "Why are you here?"
What are you doing?
It's like turns around, shows you his back. He's like, "Get
You
out
want
of
to show you
here!"
my needles? Come on.
Come on, get off my lawn.
Get out of
fertilized
here. You tell Sally she owes me 82.44, okay?
What?
82.44. I got all those lawn chairs for the carnival and it's been canceled. I need my money back.
We're in a hole. I don't know what we're talking about.
Jordan has narratives just all
Does.
ready to
He's
go. in
Really
his head.
good at making up stories. He's a storyteller.
Incredible.
I'm a storyteller.
Well, thank you for participating in the game, Legion. Nicely done. Really crushed.
Great job. Great job. Great
Hey,
job.
listen,
great job.
hey,
Great job.
big class,
Um,
right back.
Hey,
Yeah.
clap back. So, real quick, we want to give a little shout before we wind down to maybe someone or something that you've been watching recently, consuming, whether it's a streamer or a channel, group of people, whatever. Essentially just content you've been consuming that you want to give a little shout out to. So I'll go first. The content creator I've been watching recently, and I've watched for a couple of years now, is Run JD Run. He is a YouTube content creator and a streamer. He's also a broadcaster and a host. I think he's actually doing a hosted show right now on Twitch. And he's just awesome. He's all over the place. He's one of those content creators that feels like he just does all things at all times and somehow like manages them all. So he's very good at balancing all that. His quality of this content is fantastic, and his room, his setup, everything is pristine and amazing. He's also very much into like kind of like old school Nintendo style graphics. And I just love that. Like it just speaks right to my nostalgia. So that's Run JD Run. He is Run JD Run on YouTube as well. I believe his Twitter is JD Witherspoon, at JD Witherspoon. So you check him out. Awesome content creator. And it was recently shouted out by the one and only friend of the show, Dr. Lupo. So, Trevor, do you have anyone you've been watching recently that you like?
Yes, there's a, in these very uncertain times, I've been looking for a little bit of ways to at least giggle and laugh more when I need a little bit of an escape. And because we've been playing Tarkov so much, and I feel like the Liability Boys have a phenomenal group of people who kill each other on accident, and we laugh a lot. But so there's a YouTube montage for EFT called EFT WTF, a channel. Basically, they do daily compilations of like clips from people doing hilarious stuff happening to them in Tarkov, team kills and finding amazing loot and all this stuff that you wish would happen to you but never does. And there was a couple really funny clips the other day, and I was in one randomly, I didn't know, but it was Jen's point of view, and my guy was glitched out, my feet were up in the air, and I just was crawling along the ground like a scorpion, and it was
I never saw
funny.
that clip. I'll have to watch that.
It was really funny. So, but like, there's just a lot of like people doing funny stuff or crazy stuff, and when you're into a game, just like with PUBG, Dear Someone was doing that too, and just it's a good way to just kill 10 minutes at a time, and usually it's a game you play and that you enjoy, and there's lots, but they're out there for every game. But if you're into EFT WTF on YouTube, that's all caps with the space between EFT and WTF.
Love it. Perfect. Jordan, do you have anyone you want to shout out? Anything you've been watching recently you like?
I am into really obscure and dense theme park history on YouTube for some weird reason. And I watched a channel called Defunct Land, which basically gives you an oversight of various Disney and other theme parks all across. I don't really think really the world, but most of the US, that just tells you like why certain things have shut down. So like the history of Tomorrowland of 1955, or the history of the worst Six Flag coaster ever, or Everly Park Kittyland, just weird stuff from history that is all theme park oriented. And I recently found out the guy lives like maybe 20 minutes from me. And I'm just hoping to get a reply back on my comments. If you hear this, Defunct Land, just validate me as a viewer, please. Thank you. But yeah, no, definitely check out Defunct Land if you guys are interested in weird, or Steve MRE, who just eats 150-year-old MREs on his YouTube channel. That's also one that's really interesting.
You are in the absolute rabbit hole of rabbit holes of YouTube.
I love it. I can't. My girlfriend walks in, she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, this guy's eating a cracker from the Civil War." Like literally just eating a cracker out of a can that's 160 years old.
This is the content that we sub for. This is why we're here.
I enjoy that. And then also theme park history, which is weird, but I've just really been wanting to go to Disney World lately,
Yeah.
And it's impossible. So.
Oh, of course.
No, I get it. Yeah. History is just really interesting. It depends on what you're into. I mean, theme parks are a thing to be into, right?
You'll get lost in this, Trevor. Trust me.
I'm way into Vikings right now for some reason. Ever since my brother told me that I'm related to Ragnar, dude. My bad. Sorry, I know.
Like actually, you just gonna flex like that?
Just way back, dude. 19 generations, dude. Ragnar Lothbrok. I'm Sigurd's like my great. I get 18 greats, but Sigurd, his son, I'm through him, evidently. And I guess, and it turns out if you're related to like one English nobility in the Middle Ages, you're related to literally everybody, because they literally all just like send each other to each other like for 300 years. So if you're related to one person, like it's very, very probable that you go all the way up to Ragnar or one of the people he fought. You're on one of the sides, probably, if you're English.
Wow.
Yeah. I found out my family crest motto is we endure, we enjoy. So I don't know who was a psychopath in the 1600s, but
Masochist.
somebody did some real fighting at some point with that kind of a motto. Not me.
I learned about that and I asked it on Twitter. I was like, hey, what's the craziest person you're related to, like on Ancestry? Like some people are doing it a lot right now because of the quarantine. Their parents are or whatever. And one guy's like, I'm related to like the first governor of Massachusetts. I was like, oh, because evidently I'm related to the first governor of Rhode Island. So like just like distantly through my mom's side, my dad's side's everything else. But so I was like, that's cool, neighbors. And then later, like a day later, someone else like, I'm related to the governor of Massachusetts. I'm like, I think one of your distant cousins was earlier in this thread. I think you guys are related and you don't know it. And so like they started talking like, oh, what's up, dude? I'm like your ninth cousin, like through some crazy triangle. Like I was like, it's really cool. I mean, if it's verified, obviously, but anyway, I don't know how we got there, but that's what I'm into. That's what I'm into. All right, Defunctland, dude. I'm gonna watch it. I've been watching Carton Arcs because of American Dad, so I'm going to watch Defunctland, that's for sure.
Can't wait to watch Steve eat some beef stew from 1910. Really excited about it.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's things I've seen that man consume, like, I can't even... I don't think it's safe. Like, his bowels, his literally stool just must be just destroyed. There's no way.
Hey, Steve, how's your stool?
Hey, bro, I gotta ask you.
Please respond to my comment.
I gotta know.
Is everything okay?
Please respond.
You get regularly checked out. Which just goes to show you guys, if we have a theme on this episode of the podcast, just find your thing for YouTube and do it.
Yeah, that's true.
What makes you happy? Some people eat old crackers. Literally. There's something, you could literally do anything. You could just be you, just talking about trees. That exists too.
The best
Look at Ants Canada. Have you seen Ants Canada? How big they've gotten? You know who that is?
No. What's Ants Canada?
Ants Canada, dude. He was my first. The first one I ever recommended on the pod. Ants Canada is a Filipino guy, Canadian. He used to be a pop singer in the Philippines, and now he has a channel about ants on YouTube. And he just he's got
a lot of views. Holy crap.
He's got a bunch of ant farms, dude. It's exploding. And his other channel where he's like, it's him as a pop singer is huge as well. He's just like knows how to YouTube. But like it's like 4K real Discovery Channel of like his ant farms.
Wow.
It's insane. It's insane. And he narrates the whole thing.
I just peeped about midway through a video and that quality is insane.
But he narrates the whole thing, dude. And he's like he sang, he did a Halloween one and he sang a song like he was Dracula. And I was like, this is incredible. The production of this is incredible. Like the amount of time he puts into these videos is insane. So Ants Canada, he's crazy. And now he's got he's got like 7 million subs or something.
Ants Canada. What is it?
I don't know, something. I don't have it up, but he had, when I watched it, at like 1.5, and that's way higher than that now. He gets tons of views. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So find your thing. Anyway.
Love that.
Anyway.
Oh, it's good.
Neither here nor there, but that is what this podcast is for.
Yeah.
And we have now come to that time
full circle
for the outro. Jordan. So now is the time for you to plug. What do you got going on? You got any? I know you participate in lots of charity tournaments, playing a lot of Warzone. What do you got? Anything coming up? Any merch coming out? Any like a website launching?
I got a merch drop getting ready to come out in the next 2 weeks. Real summer vibes.
All right,
it's gonna make you're gonna want to wear this while you're sipping. A little daiquiri, little margarita by the pool. Obviously, alcohol free if you're under 21. You know what I'm saying? But listen,
yes.
Twitch channel's gonna be popping off with tournaments throughout the month. Warzone all day, every day. For some reason, I've been winning these. Trevor, do you remember when we won?
Hey! Yeah, we were the champs, and they got like the best teams in the world in it. The next time we were like,
we're talking about the second one. We won the inaugural one.
So we won the inaugural.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Nobody else. Yeah, we won't talk about the other ones. But yeah, man. Yeah. Twitch.tv/LEGIQN. We're balling out every night, late night.
Late night. Love it. All right.
Okay.
So now, listeners, this one's for you. We now have 2 ways for you to get on the pod. We got the review of the week, which you can leave a comment on the YouTube channel, which is Make It an Action Podcast on YouTube. Very easy. Just search it. Very, very easy. Or on anywhere else where the podcast is that allows you to leave comments. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We might pick you, put you in a show. Second, you can use the hashtag AskMCA. We would, if it's easy for you, when we announce our next guest, if you have a question specifically for them, we would love to try to get some of those in the show as well. So those are 2 ways to do it. #AskMCA and leave a comment, please. And for the review of this week, Wallace West commented on the most recent YouTube video, said, I've had a rough week, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's just my 2 favorite people who happen to make things on the internet. I needed this. And we are happy to have given it to you. Thank you, sir, very much for leaving that comment and letting us know that it matters to you, because that's why we do it. We enjoy doing it. And again, everything we do is for you in the end of the day. So letting us know only makes it that much easier, right? Don't forget to leave. Thank you, Wallace. Don't forget to leave a rating yourself, and you might just make the show. This is the Make It Action podcast. You can listen on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. You can watch the video on YouTube, like we said, or any other major carriers of podcasts. If it's not on a podcast service that you use that's obscure and we don't know about, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to get it on there. Thank you. And also, not on MySpace. And also, go follow @MayContainPod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up with all the news and memes from us. And also, PM also helps.
Yeah, also PM.
Mostly does all of it, actually. Yeah. And he does a great job. I'm Trevor May on Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Trevor May Baseball if you're into baseball and you want to learn about baseball. There's some baseball stuff out there. And Trev May 65 on Instagram. And Paul?
Well, you can find me. I'm at ActionJaxon. But I also wanted to highlight as well, because of recent things that are kind of going on, obviously, in our society, and to kind of raise more awareness about something that you can do to help. Of course, I'm talking about Black Lives Matter. You can go to blacklivesmatter.carrd.co, and it gives you a bunch of different options of how you can help. It's good to educate your friends and family, to call out racism when you see it, and to also be an active member in protest or donating your money or your time or your treasure, whatever you can to help the process along. Obviously, changing our Facebook and MySpace and Twitter or whatever profile pictures is nice. But that kind of stuff fades. Lasting change will come from what we do with our vote and what we do with our petitions that we sign, calling, texting, emailing your representative, and also donating to these different charities that will help people who are marginalized and who need help. So again, that website is blacklivesmatter.carrd.co. It has all the resources you need to help out where you can.
Thank you. And we'll have that link in the descriptions everywhere too for you. So if you're watching on YouTube, look below, click on that. And staying educated, everyone wants to know what they can do. A lot of people, myself included, we're trying to find words and figure out ways to participate and actually make a difference outside of just talking about it all the time. And there's tons of resources there. There's a lot of things you can watch. There's a lot of insane creators out there that are talking about it and creating content around it as well. Yes. Especially people that live the life of that marginalized life. So they have, first-hand accounts and creating all kinds of stuff and educating. So educate yourself. That is the number one thing you do. So thank you for that. Jordan, before we go, I forgot if you could really quickly plug your socials as well. We'd love people to be able to find you.
You bet. Anything / or is it backward slash? I don't really remember. Forward slash. It's forward slash, correct? Forward slash. Yeah, LEGIQN. That's it. Legion with a Q. And I'll be there. Except on Instagram, because the guy that has that handle was trying to get me to buy it. So that's not me.
We've had a whole segment on that too. Steve. What a jerk. Steve. What a jerk, dude. Classic. Are you Jordan Rory Payton on TikTok?
Yes, and on Instagram. Yeah, on both.
Jordan Rory Payton.
That's right. Like Rory from Gilmore Girls.
Exactly, Rory. Exactly. Awesome. Well, that is our show. Thank you for being here. Sub on everything. We love you. And have a wonderful rest of your day. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.